It's Monday and we're discussing work. This is today's live on Equa Television International. I'm glad you could join us on this fresh edition. Can we create wealth with this current economic situation in Nigeria, considering inflation and then the devaluation of Naira amongst other issues? Can we really create wealth? What is your take on this discussion? Don't miss out on what we have to say to you today. I have Jamima. Let me start from DJ. I have Jamima. I know some people are already confused. Why me do? Jamima Sambo Solomon is here, Prudence Burger. How are you doing?
Prudence, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
What a beautiful Monday, and
Very
see the way we are starting our
Jamima, so how
Monday,
do we create wealth?
So many ways,
Two shows in one set.
Having two shows in one set.
Okay.
Interesting.
I beg your pardon.
It-
Let me apologize.
It's
first.
always fun to be here.
Okay.
Don't worry. Just
I
save
don't-
yourself.
That
We're all
was
doing
just
good.
by the way.
We're all doing good.
Okay.
Doing great.
All right. But we're talking about creating wealth. It almost looks impossible to create wealth in this current reality that we're faced with. A lot of times you hear people say, even before salary comes, like you hear employees saying the money is even finished. The moment the alert is dropping, they tell you, I just have 1,000 naira left. And then you start living again, and it's almost like you're living on debt. The salary comes, it's gone. People say you cannot, we are just surviving. Like nobody has any money anywhere. You cannot, when you say, you have 10,000 in your account, be like, hey, with this current economic reality, you are even saving. Like, so is it possible for one to create wealth even with the reality that we are faced with?
Very possible.
Okay, please, I need that secret. I really need it.
Very possible. Very possible. Because you see, sometimes it's from our mindset. It's from our mindset, because since the fall of man, it has even never been easy. Yes, just check it. Even then, when you said, when they used to tell us that, when you graduate, they will give you B2, that car, give you job. At that time, they were still complaining. Yes, business people at that time, they were still complaining, because you can take a gongoro, as they call it, the truck.
Okay.
You have a time that the cars used to take off from a particular state, like for instance from Bauchi. Cars doesn't move like daily. It's like once a week or twice a week. So you people have to gather first and enter the gongoro, because you want to come to Plateau and buy certain things and take to Bauchi. So you can't say that time it was easy for them, even the people that are doing business. But then few people felt, yes, let me take this opportunity, because I know that people will need this, so let me create a solution to it. And by doing that, they get little money. You understand? So it's the mindset. If you think in every situation you are positive, and that's how we're being wired as Christians, you are expected to be positive. So in every situation you are to see opportunities.
So wait, you mean once I'm positive, money, I just keep seeing alerts?
No. I said things had never been easy since the fall of man.
Okay.
That's the reason why he said you should tilt the ground. So a businessman is tilting the ground.
So what
A
do I need to
communicator
what
is
do I
tilting the
need to
ground.
do? I told you earlier on, you must give me that secret. You cannot
Yes.
do me like this and just leave me here.
No, what I'm trying to
I want
say.
to create that wealth.
All right, just be positive about what you are doing. Be conscious of what you get. Plan how to spend. It is very key. It is very important. You talk about the issue of workers, right? That after the monthly salary, before you know it, the money is not there. You understand? Some is not because they are reckless. Some is because they take certain loans, or part of the money they are investing in something. That's why you find out some people will say, so we've been working for this, so you have been building. Yes, he has been building because he has been saving. Maybe you are seeing him and you are saying, this man, anytime they just pay salary, he will be asking, I don't have money, it's only 1,000. You don't know. He's being positive towards something. So in every situation, what we are expected to do is to be positive, see opportunities where seems to be like nothing. Because now that you are saying people are suffering, this is the most time that people make their real turnout. Because if you find out, some people bought grains November last year, and this is the time they are selling. Yes, some people collect loan to buy grains November when people are harvesting. Now they are selling. How much is a mudu of maize? Is 1,002. 1,000. It depends from where you are buying. A mudu of rice is 1,700 now. So imagine you take a loan, you stock, and then now you are selling. That means you pay off your loan, and then you have profit.
Indeed, wealth can really be created in diverse ways. Maybe you have other point of view.
Yeah, so basically the thing is, wherever you've seen that an economy is booming, they also had a downtime. And in their downtime, these are certain things that they always had. That's innovation and determination. And then trying to do everything the right way that it should be done. Those three things you find evident. And a lot of times it's like if we find it hard to think when you think that you are in trouble. But that's the best time to think and be innovative. It actually yields profits later on that you cannot even imagine. See, for instance, investment is not something that you should do away with. It's important that you invest. You do little investment, you find something that is worth putting in your money for. Please go ahead and do it. Don't just sit down and wait and like, oh no, it's not everything that is a scam. There are investments that are legit. And when I say legit, they're like real life investments that have yield results at the end of the day. And I'm not so okay, yeah, but just know that there are investments that you can do that. And for some people it's more time investment. There's someone who says that he's like, even though he has a 9 to 5 work, he pitches ideas to other organizations. That's your idea, but you're pitching it to other organizations. At that moment you're investing your time as well. So in as much as it seems like the economy is not moving for you, or like everything is just choking you, there's always, as you said, Mr. Solomon just said, positivity is one thing that is key. You need to be positive about life and the way you approach life. And just know that hard work really does pay off. Maybe not at the moment that you are expecting it to pay off, but it does pay off. Hard work should not be underestimated. It's actually very good. It's something very important. And there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't seem to remember right now. So.
Okay, it will come later.
Creating wealth, I feel is something that you have to put your mind to doing. It starts from the mindset, like he said earlier on. If you don't have a mentality towards that angle, whatever you do would not work. So you need to have a mindset alongside with being positive that it would work. And then even if you're positive that it will work and it doesn't work at the end of the day, you don't give up. You still try again.
Yes.
It's not about how many times you have fallen down, but how many times you rise from the fall. Then also being patient. Wealth doesn't just come overnight. You have to work. You have to continue working and hope that it will work. If it doesn't work, continue again and hope. Don't just stop hoping. You have to endure. Basically, I would just say long suffering. You really have to endure, and even when it comes, you don't stop. You still continue again. That's why people that are wealthy, they are still working. Nobody will sit down and say, okay, I now have enough money, let me rest, and enjoy.
I think they do more of the hustling than people that
in fact, when they get, they are not doing more, so that they'll say, okay, I did this and I got this. If I do more, what will I get? So they don't stop. They keep doing it. And there's a scripture that says, whatever your hand finds to do do it with all your heart. So it means you will not just say, I want to create wealth in this angle. You spread your net and then you get all the fishes. So you're spreading to whatever is available, but then you have to do your findings, you have to do your investigations to know that what you're going into will not just land you into trouble. So you go with your eyes open, but then you're open to whatever is available, and then you get. So I feel you have to be patient. You have to open your mind to whatever is available. And then another thing is that you can help people, right? But if you know you have a project ahead of you, your mind is just on that project. You don't just become a Father Christmas or a Mother Christmas because you've gotten your first ton. You now want to bless you. Oh, I'm sowing seed. You have to really be concentrated. Your direction should be on one place. You know that you want to get this way. There was a time we gave an example with people that play football. You see them every day. They are going out. They are exercising. They will not just sit down and say, okay, I exercise for 30 days. Let me rest for today. They continue to do it until, they want to keep fit until that event is over. And even when it is over, they begin to practice for another one. So I feel it's the same thing with wealth creation. There shouldn't be any point in time that you feel like, I've gotten enough wealth, let me sit down. Oh, I have enough, let me just share to all these my area people. No, you have to be very disciplined about it and know that it will not come overnight. You have to struggle. If you ask people that have gotten wealth in one way or the other, they struggled. Not in the negative way though. They struggled. They will tell you they didn't get it easy. But a lot of people in this era now, they just want to close their eye and open it. Money is there.
I was going to say you can't be lazy and
no, you can't be lazy.
You
you have to be
possible.
hardworking
Very
about
hardworking.
it. You can't get it overnight.
I just want to thank Jemima for reminding me what I was going to talk about. A lot of times when we are looking for money, we're just looking for money to spend. See, that's not the mindset you get when you're trying to make wealth. You're not getting money to spend. You're getting money to invest, to put back and make more money. Then put back and make more money. But no, a lot of times, the moment you've gotten to a certain level, you just want to spend it. It's my money. I gained it with my heart. I'm
The
not
fruit
saying
of my labor.
I'm not saying you should not what do you call it? How do you call it? Pamper yourself once in a while. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spending frivolously, spending without reason. You just buy things when you don't even need them just because you have the money to buy it. That's not how to get wealth. You can't go about getting wealth that way at all. You have to be meticulous. You have to be careful about your spending.
You know, some people give you justifiable reasons, like the current situation or reality that we find ourselves as Nigerians, for example. We just have a change of government, a new administration, and you will recall that it was on the day of the inauguration that the president just said, oh, first subsidy is gone. And immediately we saw how that the effect was felt. Like immediately we start feeling the effects. Now there are household consumables that are unavoidable. You go to the market, you buy them at almost 200% increase in price. The next day you go, you see that the price has increased, and people will tell you, oh, I'm not trying to live a luxury life, it's just these things that I cannot avoid. They are things that I'm trying to get, yet the wealth is like I can't even create the little I'm getting. People keep telling you that, see, the salary just stagnated. We've always make reference to that. You live in an economy where things are really hard. Like we are battling economic growth, considering inflation and other things, and then yet daily consumable are on the increase, stagnated salary, and then I've always heard people blame it on government, and I was wondering, oh, can this thing really get better? Because people always say, don't worry, this case is at the tribunal. At the end of the day, when this person emerge, things will become better. But is that the reality? Because these complaints, it might not be at this level, but it can be dated as way back as people. It just have its own peculiarity. At this time, this is what their challenge was. At this time, this is what their challenge is. Now we are dealing with fuel subsidy. It's a policy. might be good, but what about the methodology? Whether we like it or not, it has adverse effect on us. We've had the cash, the was it last year when the no cash,
The cashless policy.
cashless policy and all of that,
Mm.
how that we saw a lot of people went through a lot. You
Naira
have even
swap.
the money you need to buy it at some spot.
Yes.
You are
Using
paying
naira to buy
by
naira.
naira, which was a very sad reality.
Mm.
So will all of these things get better?
Mm.
No, we shouldn't deceive ourselves. It will not get better.
Mhm.
And that is why you need to create wealth for yourself. And two things, as far as I'm concerned, if you want to create wealth, you must give value and you
Mm.
must make impact.
Mm.
Yeah.
You want to create wealth, there's no other way.
True.
So if you are for the get rich or die trying, you will get consumed there, because there are people that will tore that part and they were rich, they became popular, they made the fame, but 2 years later they are no more. Why? Because they didn't follow the process. Now you hear a lot of young people tell you, why do you want to go and waste time learning a skill or trying to acquire one knowledge business wise and all of that, when you can just go and get a laptop, go and wash your face at night, just do some dubious things, scam people and then get money. They tell you, see this person that just finished secondary school, look at the car he's driving, look at where he's staying in this city and all of that. But where's your peace? How many of those people walk freely on the street? How many? So if you think that is a path to tour, you cannot last in that path, because these people are just their life is always, they're always guided. Even when they go to buy things, they are checking whether somebody is just about to get them, because they know that the way they got it, it wasn't the right way. So here now we hear people make a lot of suggestion about the short way. In fact, it used to be private, how that somebody can come and meet you and say, I know one baba that can help you become rich, create wealth and all of that. But now they even come publicly to make announcements. You go to the market, you see a billboard or you see one sign, to make rich baba so person can get to call this number. Like that. You see it on social media platform. They go to comment section, they say, if you want to get rich with no blood money, contact this number and all of that. And the craze for it is just everywhere. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be rich, but nobody wants to create wealth. Nobody is really willing to go through the process, and I wouldn't blame a lot of people on that. Why? See, our institution is made in a way that it trains people to be job seekers rather than job creators. And that's why when people are rounding up, or even from the choice of course of study, they are not thinking, when I graduate, this is what I'm going to build. They are thinking that when I graduate, I'm going to go and look for work in so place. They tell you, as they are welcoming you from your 100 level, when you're done with your study, you can work here, you can work there. The idea is not about, you can create. I think it's with the reality that we found ourselves now, that we are beginning to have introduction of courses like entrepreneurship, where you will be told that, see, there are no space actually out there. We've had a situation where the president, like the former president, said, see, there are no vacancies in our ministries and parastatals. So people need to start thinking of how they can create wealth. A lot of times, like Prudence rightly said, we don't have the right mindset when it comes to creating wealth. What we're thinking of, if I get this 100K, bone straight, when your head cannot even think straight. Because if your head is thinking straight, you will know that money, when I get 100K, I'm thinking of how I would double
Multiply
it to get multiply it. Like, what business can I start? You hear people say, I can't wait to get, if I'll just get 100K bone straight. If I just get one that. See, it's quite unfortunate. Don't be surprised that most of the houses you see literate, like as tenants, were built by illiterate, like people that didn't even go to the 4 walls of the school. Why? Wisdom. So you can't create wealth with just your educational qualification, because there are people that feel that wealth is tied to your papers, your educational qualification. No, the people we keep talking about as rich this, rich that, is not because of their qualification, like paper, what they have on the paper. It is ideas, it is impact, it is value. They are creating, like they are giving value for what you're buying. You go to the market, you find out that one person's product is almost everywhere in the market. Every day they are thinking of solution. Okay, these people are building, how can I come in? they create something that they know you need
Mm.
and you buy it, their wealth is being multiplied. But on the other side, you find out that somebody is there like trying to compete, trying to eat what he should not eat, trying to wear what he should not wear in the first place. Why? Because he's seen that Mr. A is wearing it, so I should wear it. You're not thinking of creating wealth. You cannot even create wealth when you are in unhealthy competition with people. Now, you see that because your neighbor just passed with chicken, you go and buy ram eating, or you go and buy turkey. Like, I don't do this. You want to show your neighbor, and maybe that is just the last money you have, and you find yourself moving around begging from one place to the other. Once you call any family member, they don't pick your call because they know you are going to be begging. But if you are always on phone with them, trying to advise, pitch ideas on how wealth can be created, nobody will want to miss your call.
Nobody.
But our priority is misplaced, if you ask me. A lot of people out there, the right mindset in terms of creating wealth is not there. Our expenditure, like we buy things we don't need. Like we are there saying, oh, the income, we don't have, the income is just minimal, and then our expenditure is really huge. Why would you know that you're earning 30,000, for example, at the end of the month, and you collect wrapper 10,000, you collect shoe 12,000, you go and collect hair 40,000, and you want to pay? And no wonder at the end of the day, when the salary comes, you say, I don't even have anything inside. You don't even have, and you still have debt.
Yes.
On top of that. So we must learn to manage our expenditure or control the expenditure. One of the secrets for wealth creation, again, is increased income. So how do I have increased income? Is it by spending excessively? Is it by buying what I do not need? Is it by unhealthy competition? No, you cannot create wealth with all of that. So you need increased income, you need reduced expenditure. You don't buy what you don't need. Food, there are things that you eat that you don't even need them at your age.
Exactly.
But because your neighbor passed with this, you too want to go and pass with cow. Because you want them to know that you are a rich man. You, anything that passed, come, bring it, give me awara, give me this, give me, you are buying. You're just buying. You buy clothes that you do not need. You buy shoes that you don't need because somebody has it. And when all these things are just tied to self-esteem issues. Some people struggle with self-esteem, and no wonder when I see you buy something, I just want to buy it without even thinking. In fact, even if you did not buy it, possibly somebody even gave you. Maybe you have an older one that just say, Jamima, this shoe is now bigger than me or smaller, take this shoe. And I see you, I'm already confused, having sleepless night. The salary, and maybe that shoe costs 30,000, I'm earning 30,000, I go and buy it. You will languish in pain.
You know one thing that people have been trying to discourage in this day and age, especially, and I'm talking about how we spend frivolously, we spend very carelessly, is the way we do. You know, Africans, we love to celebrate. We want to do big. Everything has to be big. Elaborate. That's the word. But you see, a lot of times, in fact, you find that in a lot of places now, people are trying to discourage you spending out, like going out of your way just to have a celebration that at the end of the day you're going to be sinking, drowning in debt. For instance, we go all out when we want to have a wedding ceremony. We go all out when we are having an anniversary. We go all out when we're having a birthday celebration. But then you go and find that at the end of the day, this person is thinking, I don't have money anymore. I spent this amount of money. I borrowed from this person. And nobody is going to be there to help you pay back those debts. So in as much as you want to celebrate, sometimes it's important for your peace of mind after the celebration to cut down your expenses. Do as within, or in fact below the what you think you can afford. Budget that way. Below what you think you can afford. And when I say below what you think you can afford, for instance, you can afford a 100,000 naira party. You can cut it down to maybe 70 or 50 possibly. You've cut down those expenses. You not spend overly. There are certain things that and you don't have to spend so much money to enjoy yourself or to celebrate something. No, it's not about it. It's about the fellowship, to bring in people that's what you should hold more important. So if you're thinking that you want to have wealth, you really, really need to curb your expenses. You need to cut short your expenses. It's not, you don't buy things that you don't need. You don't have impromptu buying. And as much as I'm telling people this, I'm telling myself too, because I just I just did something like that. Recent, I went to the market and I saw things. I was like, oh no, I think I bought them and I don't.
Do you know my own part? Then, like growing up, I can just go to the market, and you know how that you just go to, you check things, and you don't want to just go without, like it's going to be somehow after entering, checking, and you just want to buy something. Thank God I've outgrown that. I check. I did not see what I want. Thank you. Some other time you go.
I used to have a friend.
You don't buy
when she has
things
money, she just goes to the market. You know, she wants to just be passing in case she sees something she like, then she'll buy. And then sometimes she'll be like, if I don't buy this thing now, if I come back another day, I will not find it. So, how is it helpful? And that boils down to the mindset of a thing, impact and value. You know, there are people that in our lives we either knew or heard that, let's say they have a very big shop and something happened. Maybe the shop got burnt down, or just something very tragic happened and the person lost everything. Years later, the person even has a bigger shop than that one that he lost. So what happened? Is it that that person hid some money before? It's the mindset. He knew that he had to work, or she knew that she had to work double than before, and she has achieved more than she even had, and probably at that time she felt that was the best she could get. But because of this tragic thing that happened, she had to work like double shift or even more, and she has even more. So it means the mindset really helps. That's why we said even when you have, you can still aim higher. Oh, I can have more than this.
Exactly.
But if you're spending too much, like what Prudence said, how will you have the resources to even be able to acquire more than that?
Mima, there are people that just leave their house like this, like they just get paid and they just go to the market.
Exactly.
Without a budget, without even knowing what they want
No,
to buy.
nothing.
And they just come and say, see, imagine what I bought. Like everything is finished. Just for them to realize they don't even have the daily consumables. They've not bought those things. And then you end up going into debt because you have to go and borrow, or you have to just go and pick. You can't create wealth with that kind of mindset. In fact, you cannot even manage what you did not work for. There are people that you see them, like they are just so lazy, they don't want to work to earn, or they don't want to create wealth, so they want to just live that baby girl lifestyle. You go keep sleeping around so that you get money. You can't even do anything with such money. If you see people that live such life, you see them that even when they go out, like is it good evening or what, they go out in the evening, they come back in the morning, whatever they get will not even last till the next day, because you didn't work, like you did not work for it. You didn't work for that money, so you cannot create wealth out of it. See, a lot of times I see business owners and I just nod my head in pity for some of them. You know why? Because you're not giving value. You can't. No wonder people start business and they close up. They start business and they close up. You're not giving value. Naturally, when there's value, when people get value for what they pay for, they come back. You don't even need to go for and make any loud announcement or go calling people. Once people get value for what they are giving money for, they come back. You see some businesses that people don't even make effort in terms of advertisement and all of that, but just recommendation. Oh, I use this product, is good. You see the person looking for the number of person that sells that product and looking for him no matter where he is or she is to get the same product. But you have different branches even at the doorstep of the buyers, but they still don't buy. Why? Because they are not getting value for what they are actually paying for.
Exactly.
A lady recently said sold a material for me, and then like she sold it and it wasn't what I wanted. Ideally, I expected that okay, you get it back and then make the adjustment. I don't even want you to refund the money, but make the necessary adjustment and then give me back. But okay, no problem, I'm going to do that. It's like over 3 months now I've not heard from the lady, and I keep seeing her making posts. Oh, come and buy what I'm selling, so that I can eat food. Come and do this and so much. this is somebody that I at the first instance I even recommended someone that was not even satisfied at the end of the day, and then I tried it as well, and I saw that, and I did that based on, oh, I know this person, let me encourage your business, and eventually it turned out that way. And each time I see her post, I'm worried on her behalf, because you cannot go far like this. You can't go far. Imagine you just lost 2 customers, and if she has done what I wanted, I would have also referred other people to her. But at the end of the day, she just lost 2 customers that would have referred even 10 people to her. And every day, no wonder every day you keep making posts like, buy what I'm selling so that I'll see food and chop. Oh, how many times have you seen advertisement on Gadi? How many times? But do you know how much other companies pay for their product to advertise it? See, people want value. Once they get value for what they are paying for, they keep coming. See, people that will keep making reference to them as, oh, wealthy people, rich people, they are not sleeping, they are still working day in, day out. They are being innovative. What, considering the current situation, what can we do to ease? What can we do to serve? Even at the time that we're saying, oh, things are hard, there are people that are making money. Why? Ideas, impact, value. But you can't fold your arms and say, oh, I just pray at the end of this tribunal, let so candidates win so that things will get better. Oh, my brother, my sister, you will the pain you will go through is I don't even know how to explain it. But then we need to be deliberate when it comes to wealth creation. Increase your source of income. Increase. Month in, month out, you're complaining. Why can't you think of increasing? Like you said, there are people that work 9 to 5 p.m. but yet they are pitching ideas for other companies. There are people that work 8 to 4 and they go back home. They have a side craft that increase their source of income. Now, you cannot sit down, fold your arms and be thinking, see the job, the manager, is the manager or the CEO or my employer cannot even increase. That job that you're looking for increase, you might even lose the job because the person can just wake up and say, I don't even need your service.
You kept on saying something and it struck me, and I really need to say this. It doesn't seem like it is related, but it is really highly important, especially in our environment. We always complain about the government. Everybody says the government does this, the government does that, the government does not care, the government is negligent.
Before you make your point, Prudence, interestingly, do you know that most of these policies that they are taking, they are not done yet? We just have new administration. They are not done. Most policies, before you start enjoying from them, it takes like 6 to 2 years, like 6 months to 2 years before you start like enjoying the getting the value from those policies. The one of fuel subsidy, we are just like 2-3 months into it. Like, look at the reality we are faced with. So think about it. If you are relying or thinking that, oh, it will get better, it will not. You are the one that have to deliberate, change your mindset, start thinking of how you can. Unfortunately, again, there are people that think that wealth is sexually transmitted. Yes. You know what? I will just sit down and say that, I'm a baby girl. I want a baby girl lifestyle. I want a rich man. You cannot even offer any value, but you want a rich man. So you think automatically when you marry a rich man, you become rich. Make your point.
So she just basically elaborated where I was heading to. Like, it was just like she stole the words from my mouth, but I forgive her for that. Well, what I was aiming at is that this all boils down to our mindset. See, for instance, I keep using this as an example. 2020 was a world-class shutdown. The whole world was shut down. But people made money.
Yes.
People were innovative in that period. You were finding that after we're coming out of the pandemic situation, you find new people being on the millionaire base, the billionaire base. Everybody was just growing because they were innovative instead of folding their arms and just sitting down and doing nothing. So now we are thinking that the government has crippled us. It hasn't. For instance, now, fuel subsidy has caused a lot of ups and downs, shaky businesses. What are your alternatives? How would you forge ahead? That's what you should be thinking about, rather than sitting down and just, what's the word? Worrying. No, not the word. Complaining. Yes, but that's not what I was even tilting towards. But just imagine that you keep worrying and you're complaining.
Lamenting.
Lamenting is the word I was looking for. Thank you. So you keep lamenting about something instead of you to get up and do what you need to do. It's a simple logic. For you to gain wealth, for you to make headway in any way. In fact, even in the Bible, you will see that when the Israelites have sinned against God and God is punishing them, this is one thing they needed to do, to just go back and seek His face. Then they will forge ahead. It was just one thing. But if the moment they don't go back and seek His face, they continue to suffer. It's simple with life. There is a solution that there's a move that you're supposed to make, a solution you're supposed to take for you to forge ahead. If you don't, you keep sitting down and you continue to lament in that struggle that you're struggling, because you will not make headway. So in as much as you'll find that we are in a very not stable environment, if you keep dwelling on that and not finding the way out, and when I say the way out, I mean the right way out, not some backyard.
You know, from the beginning, Samuel Solomon kept quoting the scripture, and I have this question for you. I have this question. You remember that before?
Sometimes it's good to be among women, but men, sometimes when they talk, you just have to sit down and listen.
Before you concluded your point, I was trying to make a point that has to do with any money you didn't work for. You don't have, like, you cannot even manage such money, and no wonder we see that even in the home. Like, there are women that don't work, and then it's just the man that works, and then it looks like the woman does not even know how to manage. Like, it's just about bring. We need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this, we need to do that. While some women got married with that impression of wealth can be sexually transmitted. Once I marry a rich man, I am a rich woman. Unfortunately, the reality that most of them end up with is, because if you don't build yourself, you don't give value. When you even get the money, you don't think. Like, there are others that come up with ideas, they establish themselves and they do something, but others don't do anything. My husband is rich, I'm comfortable with that. And as soon as he dies, the story changed for them, because they were not able to utilize even the wealth, because they didn't work for it, so they didn't have that. But I'm concerned, because I heard you quoting the scripture earlier on. Do you think a woman should work in the family setting? Should a woman work?
Yes.
But why?
Because of the reality of the present term that we hear. Because I don't feel.
But you're an African, you live in Nigeria, and you know how that it used to be like, oh, this girl is done with school and she's working. If you get married to her, she will disrespect you because she also ain't.
That's a mindset.
You see, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. You see, when you see people saying, because the woman is rich or she earns more, she's disrespectful. Check her background. Check her background. Check her belief. Yes, you just check. By just checking, you give yourself answer.
So the woman should work.
The woman should work. The woman should work. But if her husband says she should not work, I don't see anything with that. If he can provide, it's all about the two. If you are talking about couple, discussing and understanding. But when it comes based on ego, then you know something is wrong. And by that, you know that the devil has a plan for the family, because he wants to destroy them. Maybe simply because he see that something good will come out of it. Imagine the two of them coming together, working hard, and then earning, and then supporting the church. The devil is wise. He's smart. He knows. So he will not allow them to even settle, to even gather the wealth to support the church, to support the mission. So he will always call confusion. And that's the reason why you find out that a small thing, you hear people saying, because she's misbehaving, it's because she's earning more. But we know people that I know there's a story of someone in Jos. She's a lecturer. The man is a businessman. You know, when they were giving their, I think, 30th anniversary or thereabout, she was giving their testimony how the man supported her for her to get where she is, and then she was just dishing out credit to the man. You know, people were just surprised, because most people in that particular anniversary service, they were hearing it for the first time. They didn't even know. Some of them, they are just meeting the man for the first time.
Okay, my concern here, why I asked this question, is that we're talking about family setting where you have children as well. So what happens if the woman should work, then what happens to the children?
Okay.
And then is that ideal biblically that the woman should work?
Okay, you see, but people quote Bible verse to just suit whatever they want to do, whether positive or negative. You understand? So that's when you will hear a woman that really ideally she don't have anything to do with the family. She's just there for one reason. She's just there. She will tell you that ideally the Bible says the man should provide. Right? It's okay. That's what the Bible says. But in his own situation, can you define what God is doing in his life? For him not getting a job, or for him losing a job?
Should he lose a job?
When
man be out of job?
When
work?
job, you say job, right? That reminds me of Job. Job was upright. What happened to him? Did he sin?
Lost everything.
He did not. So anything happens to man, you can't connect it to whether it should be or it shouldn't. God knows why. It depends on where you are standing. Are you a Christian? What's your belief? What did you hold? Did you hold the word as it is, as yea and amen, that whatever happens to it? Yes, we know.
Okay, I agree with your point of view, but again, if you're saying the woman the woman should work.
Okay.
Now, if you say the woman should work,
Yes.
and eventually she earns more, I'm still concerned about the home front. If the woman should work and she earns more than the husband, don't you think the husband can just resign and stay back home?
He should resign?
Yes.
Well, if that's what
Me and Prudence are still here.
Reason for resigning.
for 30 something minutes I didn't say anything. I was just watching you people quietly because you people are making points. And
So now it's payback time.
We're not arguing.
Allow him to talk. So since you said
why
she
the
should work,
resigning has to come into this scenario.
Wait,
no,
now-
hold on, let him answer. I'll
There's,
get
there's
you.
a reason. There's a reason why
Okay,
she
so
asked
why-
that question. And I think it's very important.
Like I said,
See,
I'm really concerned about
Joyce.
the home front. I've seen situations where the man is working, the woman is working, they are up and about morning till night, and then the children are at the mercy of the society. And then at the end of the day, when you are thinking of retiring, you are coming to deal with issues at home because maybe you just find out that one of the child is into drugs, one is into this, one is struggling with learning,
All
or
in the
one
name
thing
of
or the
creating
other,
wealth.
because you are all trying to create wealth. You are busy, like they tell you that career man, career woman, and all of that.
And
In
you
the-
always say it's because of the
as
children.
early
The
as
children.
you're working because of them, eventually the society is helping you groom them, and then when you are back home to stay with them, you'll find that it's like almost too late. You go to prayer meetings, you always see women crying, like this is the reality. So how can you manage? You're saying the woman should work. Okay, if she works, agreeable, but she earns more and you earn less. Don't you think you should resign and stay with the children?
Okay. You see, we talked about marriage. And, in our relationship discussion, we talk about relationship that leads to marriage. These are some of the things that we fail to discuss. These are realities that we need to discuss, but we don't discuss. We discuss shawarma, we discuss mushi, we discuss all sorts of nonsense. You understand? We don't tackle the nitty-gritty. In the first place, why do you want to marry? Why? What is marriage in the first place? We have to define these things. If you define it from the onset, these things, we are not supposed to be talking this. If you see us talking this, we are talking unbelievers' home, not believers' home. Because if you discuss it from the relationship, that will handle that. Just like what I said, there was a man that during their courtship, not courtship. What's that they used to do in church? No, counseling. During their counseling, the guy was feeling like he's, fine guy, in get down for head, in get the swag. You understand? In get the money. Like, he wants to get married. So one simple question. He said that thing just turned him, like reset him. They asked him, who owns the money? Like, before you answer, like he was this primary school question. And he said, me. And they opened a verse that said, everything belongs to God. That humbles him. So that humbles him. Because at that time he was thinking everything that the woman, has will be his. He will take total control. Whatever she's coming with it is his own. Whatever he will give her order, directives, or how to spend, because it's his house. He brought her. He will be the one to be in charge. And then they reminded him, you are just a custodian. So all of you are just a custodian. So how do you manage that money? You have to have that mindset first, that whatever you have, you are just a custodian. God can take it anytime. You remember people, we know Christians, like true believers, that own shop in Terminus. When Terminus got burned, some of them never came back, like back on stream. But some of them today are doing even better than before, because God have groomed them. You understand? So in this case, let's talk about the real issues, like from the relationship. If you discuss this, I don't think during the marriage will be an issue. No. Even if you say the man should stay at home, I believe that there is maybe this good understanding between them, that the man should stay.
But now I want to get your own perspective. Do you think the man should resign?
Sometimes you can discuss it in a relationship. When you enter the marriage, they will not agree, because the marriage is now reality.com.
Yes.
So I want to get your point.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
No, it helps.
100%.
Yes.
But it helps,
Yes.
because you discuss it.
I know a lady that the guy told her that, see, don't worry, you have been struggling to write down, you want to be a barrister and all of that. Hold on, just marry me. When you marry, I'll put you in school and all of that. The girl said no, she's the first daughter, and her dad said he wants her to go to school, but he was able to convince even her father, and he got married to her after her secondary school. Immediately after the marriage, she was pregnant, and then she gave birth to her first baby, and she was telling the husband she wants to write down. And the husband says, is he how he wants to pay school fees, or he wants to start planning for his children? And that's how she gave birth to the second child. She was still there at home, and eventually they started having issues, and he told the lady that since he got married to her, his life has been stagnant. Like, he has not been moving forward. He's suspecting she's a witch. Eventually his mother died, and he said she's the one. He just started bringing up issues that he had to just send her away from the house. She went back, and graciously she was able to write JAMB. She got admission to study law, the course that she wanted. She got it, and then she was in school. When she was in the school, she was already 300, 400. He started coming back, apologizing and all of that. Today as we speak, she's a barrister. But she has forgiven him, and she has gone back and all of that. So there are discussions when you say you have to, you should. At that point, some of these guys, they just want you to just say yes. They can't wait to marry you, so they will tell you anything you give some. Yes. I told you of a man that I know. He joined the choir because he wants to marry that woman. He knows that she will not.
I've said
she will not accept him. But he went and joined so that anything she says in that point, yes, I will. Anything. And he got married to her. Immediately after the marriage, she saw reality. Oh, this guy was even drinking alcohol. He was even doing this. He was doing that.
If you ask me, I would say it wasn't a sincere discussion.
Yeah. So
it wasn't. Because if you I would just say the person is a scammer.
He
just scammed the girl just to bring her.
But you've not answered my question.
Yes, what's the question?
You've not answered me. In a situation where, because I said earlier, I'm concerned about, while it's good for us to create wealth, because it solves almost 100% of your problem.
Did you hear?
You get.
Did you ever hear somebody say Mijin Hajia?
I've heard
Mijin
that.
Hajia.
I've heard that.
Like somebody that
is controlled by his wife.
By his wife. Some. It's not that because the woman is wicked or she jars him. It's because if you check, there's a sincere conversation between them. And that's why the man is doing what he's doing. And then the community are giving him that name. Should he go with the name or he should concentrate with the family?
So the man can resign, right?
Man can resign. I say it depends. From when it comes from a sincere discussion. When it comes from a sincere discussion, there's nothing wrong. I think the family is the number one.
So don't you think
the family is the number one? It's just that we listen to people out. They define how the family should run. That's where we get into all this problem.
Is that God's idea? Is that God's idea?
It's probably not. But wait.
That you stay at home as a man.
Let me ask this question before you continue, please. So it's what is the circumstance to which this person has to resign? What is the reason that this man wants to resign from his job? Those are all things that a couple would answer. See, if there is enough reason, and this reason is that if he resigns from this job on a later day, it's like an investment of time instead of investment of, I don't know, energy. Depends. Okay, so for instance, this guy is working in a construction something, and he wants to go and broaden his horizon and be an engineer or something. But doing those two at the same time would not work hand in hand. So he has to do one, resign the job, and basically probably depend on the wife for just a period of time, and then he comes back and he is still the breadwinner. It doesn't change anything. It's so, for me, I think it's all about the family and the circumstances that they find themselves. So it's not like it's a norm, or like this is the pattern that you have to run your family by. That's not what it is. Especially when it comes to wealth creation, wealth management, and all those things. In fact, when it comes to finances, there's no one way that you all have to follow to be able to get to the goal. No, that's not how life.
There's a woman
make an
in
attempt.
Jos. She's a banker. You understand? She earns more than the man. But you
We
know,
have a lot of them.
you understand?
Yeah,
but this
really
story,
a lot.
right? You know, she normally leave her daughter with nanny and stuff. So one day she came back and she noticed the small girl was molested by one kind so-called uncle and the rest. You understand? But you know, she made it herself. They now sat with the husband, and then she said no, she can't wait because she worked and she earned at the detriment of her family. She said no, she have a responsibility, and she resigned the job. She allowed the man. She said we understand whatever comes in, let's manage, and that's how she resigned.
You know what? Why I brought that is because I see how a lot of families suffer in a bid to create wealth. Like the children at the end of the day, like, are just at the mercy of the society. We need to balance that. While you want life to be easy for you, while you want to pay bills at ease, you must be able to balance that. There's nothing wrong with the woman working, but she should work at ease. You should be able to work in a way that it should be flexible. Not that you're taking a job that will take you out of the home for, like, from 6 a.m. you're coming back home 10 a.m. Your children will be at the mercy of the society. You get the wealth, you create the wealth. At the end of the day, if you don't balance all of these things, then you'll still not be happy. And no wonder you find out that there are rich people living in a mansion, yet they are depressed because of some of these people have stolen a lot of money. They have created wealth, but they don't have peace. Their children are into drugs and all of that. So while you strive to create, we are talking about work. People today, everybody is eager to get a job, regardless of what is required. And no wonder you put on your CV, I have the ability to work under pressure. I can work from morning to night. I can work this, everything with minimal supervision. You say all manner of things on your CV because you just want the job. And like I said, our institutions are wired in a way that you just come out, you are seeking for a job, not for you to create a job. As a woman, if I'm able to create a job, then at least I have my family. I can still take care of my family. I can still do what is expected of me at home. While the man is the head of the home and is supposed to manage the home, I'm also there as helpmeet. So there's nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned with the man working and the woman also working, but the woman should work at ease at her own pace, not a work that will like take you away from the home. That is what my point exactly. So we should all strive to create value. That is more important. Beyond money, I see how people are doing business and seeking for a job, all about money, not thinking of value. So if you want to create wealth, it's not just about getting money. Give me money. It's about value. Your thought, your mindset is about value. What will I give that will solve problem, that will be a solution? What impact am I making in a time where people are all seated at home because of COVID-19? What can I do? So at that point, all the clothes that you bought will not matter because it's sit at home that you are doing. The bone straight, you can't wear it to anywhere because sit at home. So it's about ideas. It's about creativity. These people we keep talking about is ideas. They keep pitching. So don't sit and say, oh, my salary is small. My salary, it might not even increase. You might even lose the job at the end of the day. So start thinking of side craft. Start thinking of pitching ideas. Start thinking beyond the job that you're doing now. What can you do to earn you? I've seen people that will go to their various places of employment during, like, from this time to this time. When they go back home, they are doing this and that. Some are like into joint business with other people. They don't need to be present, but they add their money and all of that. So if you want to create wealth, if you want to pay bills at ease, you have to start thinking. You have to start thinking, have the right mindset, start gathering your ideas and think of having multiple streams of income.
And then
If you are-
also, I
okay.
feel that whatever the couple decide at the end of the day, they are doing what works for them. But if it ends in a way that the husband has to be the one to resign the job, he mustn't sit at home and just fold his hands.
Yes.
There are lots
Very
of things
true.
that you can do that doesn't require you dressing up to go to work.
True.
And these things even give you more leverage because you're not answerable to any boss, you're not receiving queries here and there, you're not facing anything, and you get to still take care of the children. You can indulge in many things, and don't be surprised at the end of the day what you'll be able to get will be more than what your wife is getting from that
Very
job.
true.
So you can help. And then the wife also, no matter the money you're getting, there is a limited amount of space you need, time and everything you need compared to the husband when he has to be taking
Eventually, I
care
think
of the
we'll
children.
have a part 2
We're
of
supposed
this
to have this topic.
conversation because our time is
Honestly.
already fast spent.
And then it gives you there's this distance you have with your children. There's this man I knew, he created a distance with his children, and as it stands he's trying so much to merge
Bridge
it back,
it.
but it's
But
not
it's not
coming
there.
back because they are grown,
This conversation,
they are
Jemima, will
married, and
definitely
a lot
continue.
of things.
Our time is unfortunately
Anthony
spent, and we need to
Farrington.
actually go out because Reverend Silas Nyako is just waiting for us with decision time. So thank you for doing this great
welcome.
discussion. We'll definitely have a part 2.
Sure.
Thank you to our viewers. We really appreciate the comment. Anthony Ferrinto, we have well done and blessed, and then there are likes, and we can't take all the comments until we come your way tomorrow. Yes. We really appreciate.
Thank you, Daddy.
So we'll come back tomorrow, same time, with another great discussion. For now, have a blessed day.